This is 3.6, graphing parallel and perpendicular lines. Um, so we already worked with parallel and perpendicular before. Just a reminder, parallel is when your slope are the same. So parallel has same slope. Perpendicular, your slope are opposite. As in, like, if it's a plus, it becomes a minus. As in positive and negative. And you have to flip the fractions. And remember, perpendicular makes a 90-degree angle. So if you look at number 1, it says find the slope of the given line, then graph a parallel line through the point shown. So first, I know it's a little blurry, but the slope of this blue line, remember that slope is rise over run. So my rise here is 2. My run is also 2. So my slope for the blue line is 2 over 2, and that is equal to 1. So if I want a line that's parallel to this blue line, the slope also needs to be 1. So from this point, from my black point here, I'm going to go up 1, right 1, because that's my slope. So rise 1, run 1. Then I can draw a line. You see, these two lines will never touch. Okay, and 2 and 3 are done exactly the same. You're finding a parallel line. For 4, 5, 6, same idea, but this time a perpendicular line. So remember, perpendicular line, the slope is flipped. The fraction is flipped, and it's a opposite sign. So plus goes to minus, minus goes to plus. So first we need to find the slope of this blue line. So I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going, my run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my slope is 4 over 7. So now my new slope that I need for this line, the new one I'm going to draw, the slope needs to be flipped around. So it's negative 7 over 4. So from this dot, I'm going to go down 7, and then I'm going to go right 4 times. So I'm going to go down 7, and then I'm going to go right 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. If I draw a line here, you see that it makes a nice 90-degree angle. 5 and 6 are done exactly the same. 6, a little tricky because your slope is 0 for your blue line, but you can figure that one out. And then the last two section, exactly the same as the first half. The only difference is first, you're not given a line. You had to draw your own line first. So for example, on 7, first we're going to graph this line. So y equals 2x plus 4. Remember, you always start with your number without the x. That's your y-intercept. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a dot right there. Your slope is 2 over 1. That means you go up 2 and right 1 time. So I'm going to go up 2, right 1. And there's my line. And then now, the trickier part with this one's more involved. So it's the second part. I want you to graph a line that's parallel that lands on that point 0, 1. So first I'm going to go find 0, 1. It's right there. So now your line needs to be parallel to this. Remember, parallel means same slope. So here our slope for our pink line here is 2 over 1. That means up twice, right once. So I'm just going to do the same thing. From this green dot, I'm going to go up 2, right 1. And I'm going to draw my line. And see again, these two lines are parallel, and they will never meet. Okay, so first step again is to graph the equation or graph the line, and then second step is to graph a parallel line that goes through that point that's given to you. Let's look at number 10. So same idea, only difference now is I want a perpendicular line. So first step, again, we're going to graph that. So start at -3. Okay, and then my slope is 1, because x is just 1x. That means it goes up 1, right 1. So I'm going to draw my line. And then the second part. You need to draw a perpendicular line going through that point 0,4. So first let's find 0,4. This is 0,4 right there. So our slope for 10 was 1. So this slope was equal to 1. So then my green slope needs to be the opposite reciprocal, which means -1. So if you think about this, this is 1 over 1. And then the purple one goes on top. Purple one goes on top. The blue one is on the bottom. And it has a negative sign. Okay, that's the relationship. So then my green line, I'm going down 1, right 1. That. So remember, fractions just tells you to go how many steps up and how many steps to the right. So fractions are just fine. Number 12 is gonna challenge you a little bit, because remember, x equals 5. You had to go to the x side. This is how x equals 5 looks like. Okay, a straight line up and down.